In today's video, I'll teach you all how to create something similar to this gorgeous design that we have on this beautiful dress made by Becca Needles and Stitches. Let's get started.
Alright guys, welcome back to another tutorial. I believe I must have welcomed you guys at the intro. Thank you for spending time again with me this week in today's video. So before we get into today's tutorial, I would like to talk about something, and the something that I'm referring to is what we have in front of us. For those that are new here or new to sewing in general, welcome to the channel if this is your first time, and welcome back if you are also an old subscriber that is returning to watch a video. All right, so what we have here is what we call boning. Okay, I'm going to leave the spelling on the screen for those that need it, so just check it out. That's the spelling right there on the screen. And this one is what we call, this metallic one here, right here, is what we call hat wire. Hat like filler, the thing you wear on your head, fascinator hat, that type of hat. So this is what we call hat wire. It's used a lot by milliners. So back in the day, like some few years ago, it used to be only milliners that use this, people that make fascinators and hats. But today in 2023, I think right from like 2020, 2021, it became a very useful tool for tailors as well. So this right here, for those that are new here, you've probably not seen me use it, but for my old subscribers that have watched a lot of my old videos, you've seen me use this multiple times. So it gives structure to items. If you want something to have structure, basically, like it's sort of like the human body, right? It's like a skeleton. You know, as humans, without our skeleton, without our bones in our body, we won't be able to stand, we won't be able to move our hands. It's the mechanism of these bones in our body that allows us to move and also just stand upright and sit and stuff like that. Anyway, I digress. So this right here gives structure to items. If something feels flimsy and you want it to stand upright or whatever, or bent or curved, you add this to it, you incorporate it into it. This is kind of similar to your copper wire, right? For those that don't know what copper wire is, I suggest that you watch my beading tutorial playlist. I have tons and tons of videos. Update yourself. I'm going to cite an example right here. So what I have here, let me zoom in for you guys to see closely. So what I have here is a wrapped hat wire. So the reason why this wrapped piece of sparkly ribbon can move like this, the reason why it can make these movements that you're seeing right here is because there's hat wire inside it. I could have also used a very strong copper wire as well. Maybe like the 0.90 copper wire can give you this, can achieve this type of rigidness and stiffness. If I were to use the 0.30, 0.50, I cannot guarantee that it will be like this. Those ones are kind of lightweight. Anyway, so the reason why this can move like this and bend and all of this is because there's hat wire inside it. So that's the work of this thing. So milliners, tailors, they put it inside stuff, wrap it around and use it to create gorgeous items. What we have here is what we call boning. You can also use boning in fascinator making, in millinery now, let me put it that way. You can use boning in millinery, but it's more common among tailors. So you know this our corset craze that is everywhere now, that everybody is, any cloth you see now, they can also cloth without corset. These bonings are very, very important. That is what gives that corset look. You insert it into your corset passageways and it gives your cloth structure and just makes it beautiful. You guys know how all these corset dresses look. This thing right here, this boning, is what is giving those corsets the structure that they have. And there are different types, different grades. This one that I have right here, I think they call it polyester boning. I can't remember. Walk into your sewing accessories shop and ask for this type of boning. You can take a screenshot. I'm going to move really close just so you guys get the look. It's kind of rough. The texture is rough. And the beauty of this is that according to my vendor, which is Mr. Okoro in Rumomasi Market, he told me that the beauty of this one is that you can sew on it. So this part here, it feels like very stiff fabric. So your sewing machine can run on this type of boning. There's another type of boning that I have here. Let me just move this aside so it doesn't confuse us. This one is this is also polyester boning. I think I used it. It's like leftover. It's the same thing as this one that I just showed us. So let me move the two of them aside. This boning right here is the real, like, regular boning, good old regular boning. And this is what sewing accessories shops used to sell back in the day, right? When this whole corset trend started, right? And this one is cheaper. I think this one, I honestly, these things I bought them a while back, so I don't know the current prices. So for people that are always in the comment section saying, oh Funbi, how much is this, how much did you buy it? I bought some of these things last year, 2 years ago. So if I'm telling you how much I bought it, it's not going to be of any help to you, right? Because the prices must have changed or might have dropped. The prices might have dropped, it might have increased. So ask your sewing vendors, people that sell sewing accessories that you buy things from. Those are the people that can give you the current up-to-date stuff. For things that I buy maybe recently, like maybe last week or last month, those are the ones that I feel comfortable telling you the price, because not much could have changed significantly over the course of those time frames. Anyway, this is your regular boning, and it also does the same work as the one that I showed us earlier. The only difference is that this one, you cannot sew on it. Sewing machine cannot go over it because this is like plastic. It's not even like plastic. This is plastic, basically. And this type of corset is one that that when they put it in cloth, it will be as if you want to faint, because it will restrict airflow. It's very hard. And when you put it, it will make the cloth stand well, no doubt, but comfort for the person wearing the dress is not too guaranteed, because it's going to cinch you as much as possible. All right, so this one is like, I think this is a 1/2 inch type. It's 1/2 inch. Then there's the 1/4 inch boning as well. This one too is also plain plastic. The only difference is that this is 1/4 inch. As you guys can see, the width is smaller than the last one. This is also a type of boning. Then we have pipe boning. This one, like the name goes, pipe boning. It's just like pipe. You can do some of the things that you do with this your millinery wire. You can do it with this one, just that this one does not have the flexibility that this one has. Instead of using this one for maybe this kind of thing, I will go for my heart wire, because as you guys can see, I can bend this, I can twist it, I can even make it into a shape. I can make it into heart shape, make it have the shape of love, because I'm a lover girl. I'm a love wanting girl. This can do this. This is my heart shape. But this one is APPLIQUÉS. It cannot move. It doesn't. Yeah. Tailors use this as well. It's a type of boning. All right. Now that I've given us that tutorial, this is my 5 minutes thereabout long tutorial. Let's get started in today's video. What I have here, or what we'll be creating, like I shared in the intro, is a particular type of should I call it embellishment, that I saw on a dress made by Becca Needles and Stitch on Instagram. Go follow her, show her love. She's a fantastic fashion designer out here in Nigeria, and I follow her. I love her work. I'm constantly on her page. All right, so I have a piece of a leftover satin fabric. This one is the doll face satin. This is it. And to create that design that we saw, you can create it into anything you like. If you want your own to be circular, you can do it. If you want your own to be triangular, you can do it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut out the shape that my desired shape on this piece of fabric. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my interfacing. So interfacing is your stay, gum stay, cloth gum. Those are the things that we call interfacing. There's a recent video from Kim Dave on here on YouTube. I'll see if I can link it on the screen. She talks extensively about interfacing there. So for those that are new, go check her out. Kim Dave is a fantastic content creator. She makes sewing content on here on YouTube as well. So that's all about interfacing. I'll draw out the shapes that I want on this piece of fabric, press on my interfacing, and then we'll move on to the next stage in today's tutorial. So I have my fabric cut out right here. Something that I skipped, I know I talked about it at the intro, but I ended up going ahead without doing it, is before cutting out these shapes, I would suggest that you press on your interfacing on the front and back, so that after that all you're going to do is just sew your cutout shapes along the edge, basically on maybe 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch. Me now, clearly, being the Funbi that I am, I did not press on my interfacing. So please remember to do that before cutting out your fabrics. If you make the mistake, what you need to do is, after cutting it out, take this to your ironing board and press on your interfacing of choice. You can use your gum stay, you can use your air stay, and you can use your cloth gum. I think cloth gum will pass, but when you start pushing it is when you decide to use collar stay or strong gum stay on it. It's not that deep. Just use your regular gum stay, regular air stay. It should do. So I'm going to quickly go to my ironing board, press on my interfacing, and then also go to my sewing machine, sew these all around the edges, and then we'll move on to the next stage in today's tutorial. All right guys, so I've gone ahead to press on the interfacing for all of them and sewn them all around, as we can see. I believe we can see. This is the stitch line. I sewed it all around. I think this is about 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 of an inch. Now it's time to just turn it inside out. All right, guys, so at this point, you need to pay close attention. So I've already gone ahead to kind of like make my copper wire. Why do I keep saying copper wire? Make my heart wire into like an oval shape, right? Something like what we have here. And this, like I said, is just to give this design that we've created some kind of structure. So the next thing we're going to do now is I'm going to just pass this into this situation that we have going on here, this hole right here. So something like this. Like I said, this wire is just for structure purpose, just for the style that we are trying to create to have some kind of structure. So this is what we have here. In order to secure the wire inside of it, you can either go ahead and stitch this down, just create some light stitches right here. So you have something like this going on. So you see like this has some kind of fold here. Or you go ahead and first of all just like open this space that we have going on here and insert a little bit of hemming gum. This is what hemming gum looks like. Let me just demonstrate on here for us so we get the gist. So you take a little bit of hemming gum right here and then just insert it into this space. The work of this hemming gum is to allow this space to kind of close up a little bit. So this is my own way of doing it too, but if you have a different way to go about doing this, please feel free to share. Just that you won't be able to share with me. I mean, you won't be able to share a video on this channel. If you have a channel, maybe you make the tutorial for us and somebody will stumble on it on YouTube. Now that I've inserted this my hemming gum inside, I'll just take this to my iron and iron this down. Please cut off this portion here so it doesn't scratch the face of your iron, okay? And to do that, if you have a very strong scissors, use your scissors, but for me I'm using plier. I'll just place this in between my plier and press. Because this portion might be picking through my fabric, I need to get paper tape and just like seal this sharp edge of this heart wire. So this is just to protect your fabric because you don't want this wire to be cutting through your fabric and constituting a nuisance. So the way it is now, I'll just take this to my ironing board and press just so this place becomes flat and as one. I'll do that for every single piece of fabric that I am working with. And once we are done with that, it will be time to couple it together and see what the end result will look like. All right, guys, I know I said I'm going to come back, but I'm trying out something and I would also like to share with you guys, just bounce ideas with you. So I took this, my pipe boning, and then I inserted it inside this one. Let me just cut off this one that I'm working with currently and try it on another one. So what I did was I basically just like folded it this way. And then I went ahead to insert it into the piece of fabric I'm working on. So say something like this. So the plan now, after doing this, I want to use maybe like glue to glue this down the way it is and see how it does. I'm just trying to try different things to see how everything just pans out, because this entire thing is just like an experiment of some sort. I'm just trying to see what I can create to kind of like mimic what I saw on Instagram. So this is what I have so far with my pipe boning inside. And I have this little piece right here that I'm also going to use for this portion here. This one is very, very fast because with the heart wire, you need to be bending and twisting and all of that. So I don't know if that is the perfect item to use for this kind of work, but we'll see. We are experimenting together and we'll see where this leads us to. So I have these 3 right here, as you can see. So I'm just going to grab my hot glue and basically, or before I get the hot glue, I'm going to insert my hemming gum, because either way, even with this pipe boning inside, I need my hemming gum just so this thing lays flat very well and it all looks like really, really cute. So let me insert my hemming gum. Just a little layer that I'm inserting, nothing too serious. If you've been enjoying this so far, if you've been learning, please do like the video. Thank you. So I'll take this now the way they are with the hemming gum inside. Take it to my ironing board and then press it down, and then we'll move on to the next stage, which is going to be most likely me applying some hot glue onto this portion just so this boning just sits firmly inside of this thing that we've created. Okay friends, so this is the version where I put heart wire inside. As you can see, the heart wire is not getting to these sides here. It's literally just like at the center, but here I put hemming gum, so that's what kept it together. And I also went ahead to do some running stitches right here. But for the ones with the pipe boning, this is what it looks like so far. The boning is getting to the side, and now I'm just going to do a quick running stitch at this bottom here, just so it gathers up the edge of the fabric a little. Well, maybe not a little, a lot. So this is what we have here. So just picture how placing them on each other is going to give. So I'm just going to repeat this. Gather up the edge of this piece here and this final piece here. Gather it up, and then I'll show us what we are going to do next to just couple everything together. Okay friends, so at this point, what to do next is your call. I'll give you different options and then show you what I'll be doing for the sake of today's tutorial. If you want to maybe attach this to a dress, you can just stitch it onto the, maybe first of all pin it on the dress and then start to stitch it on. I'm going to share a video of a dress similar to, or a dress made by Vicky James. I'm going to just give you guys a glimpse of it. You can go to our page and look at that video and kind of understand what's going on there. You can just place these shapes that you've created, depending on the shape you like, place them strategically on the dress or whatever it is that you're making, or headpiece safe. You can make this into a design for a headpiece. It's your call ultimately. So yeah, I digress. Stitch, place them strategically and stitch them onto whatever it is you want to attach it to, or attach them to. Decide for yourself if that's what you want. But what I'm going to be doing for the sake of today's video is I'm going to first of all attach them to a platform of some sort before I now go ahead to figure out what I want to attach it to. And the platform I'll be working with is this little piece of fabric. It's felt. It's a little like circular shaped felt. I'm just going to get my hot glue and kind of like just, oh, I unplugged my hot glue. Figure out where I want to attach it to. So after attaching these things to my felt fabric that is under like this, I will now pick it as a whole and then decide what I want to, if there is a dress I want to attach it to, I'll just tack the 4 of them down to the dress using that my felt fabric that is underneath. I find that this is an easier way to go about this, but ultimately the choice is yours. If you have like a smarter way around it, let me know, share with us. So basically that's what I want to do. I'm going to use this my felt as a platform. If you want something else, please feel free to do whatever pleases you. So say something like this and maybe just layer this on top, just in any aesthetically pleasing way that you like. Just place them on top of each other and you have something like this. I'm just going to do that real quick now that my hot glue is kind of hot. So this is what we have here. Like I said, you can make this into any shape you like. Also, if you want to bead, before attaching it, as you can see the picture on the thumbnail, there's some kind of beadwork done here. You can decide whether you want to do any, maybe straight beading, whatever beading you choose. I have a plethora of beading tutorials on the channel, so go check out that playlist. If you are new here, I'll try and link it on the screen. Check it out, or watch my beading videos. Basically, you'll bead around this edge. And if you even want to do, if you want to stick gems, if you have flat bottom beads, place them strategically around the design you've created. Like I said, this is just a sample for the sake of this video. If you have more of these cutouts shapes that we did here, you can do more than 4. Me, I did 4 because this is just a tutorial. If you want to do 20, 30, 40, 50, depending on the design you're creating, go off. I used glue for my own. Again, if you want to stitch it down, I recommend stitching it down. If you're making like a dress for a customer, please don't use glue. Stitch it down. You can get away with using glue if it's a headpiece you're making, because there's little or no, there's not too much manipulation when it comes to headpieces. But if it's a dress, because people will be taking it off, wearing it, and like that, it might be tricky to just stop at using what's it called, glue. So for me, I'm just going to grab my pack of flat bottom beads that I have here. You guys have seen me use this multiple times. It was gifted to me by my sister, so I'm just going to use it to just decorate this item that we have here. I hope we are getting value from this video. I hope it's all making sense. As usual, if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comment section after you have watched all the way through. If you ask a question that is in the video, chances are all you get from me is a like on your comments. So guys, this is what we have here. Imagine attaching this to like a blouse or a dress or a skirt or a headpiece. Incredibly stunning. I hope we all enjoyed. Also, let me know down in the comments, do you prefer the look of the one where we put the pipe boning inside? If you prefer the pipe boning method, comment pipe boning. I'm going to leave the spelling on the screen. If you prefer the hat wire, comment hat wire. Let me just know. I would like to know basically what we prefer, what we think makes more sense for this type of work. Again, please remember to like this video. It will mean a lot to me. Also, feel free to follow me on my other social media platforms. I'm active on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. So please check me out. If you're not subscribed, I know sometimes we forget, please subscribe to this channel. And yeah, guys, I'll see you guys in another video very, very soon. Bye bye.